So the independent state would refuse to work with the treaties that were concluded by the colonial state, and this is called the Tabula Rasa principle. The Tabula Rasa principle means that the new independent state would be a new state, would relinquish and would provoke every kind of treaty that were committed by the colonial previous state. But never forget the exception of Euthyphroides Eury's principle, which means that in a treaty conducted and concluded between the colonial state and any other state regarding the boundaries, these treaties of boundaries mustn't be provoked, and they must be like inherited by the new independent state from the colonial state. The principle of Otipositas juris is a well-known principle in international law, so it is recommended to revise it because it will be part of the exam. Here is a question regarding the pillars or these things and ideas, whether they are considered kind of pillars of the statehood or not, the sovereignty, the recognition, and legality of creation. Actually, regarding the sovereignty of the sovereignty of the state is not a pillar. It is a result of having a political authority. So as a general rule, every political authority has two kinds of sovereignty: the internal sovereignty within the same territory. It means that the state has the power to govern and to regulate every matter that happens within its territory, and it can impose the laws of this state to the population of this state or any foreign who resides within the state territory. And there is the other kind of sovereignty, which is the external sovereignty. It means that the state can create relations with the other states. Regarding recognition is not kind of the state pillars, because the recognition is classified into two kinds: the constitutive recognition, according to which the state cannot be existed if the recognition of the other states is made. However, there is another kind of recognition, the declaratory recognition, which means that the state is existed when the three main pillars are met: the territory, the population, the political authority. If these the three main pillars are met, then the recognition would declare that there is a state, but it would not constitute the case of a statehood. Number three, the legality of the state. Actually, the legality of creation is not a pillar according to many jurists of international law, because I will provide my students with some of the materials which proves that the legality of the creation is not a pillar. However, if the state is created illegally, then it would take responsibility for its acts. And I recommend my students here to revise the ASR, and I will provide them with it in the description. I will put the link which will help you recognizing what is the ASR and what is the state responsibility, and how the legality of creation is not a condition of the statehood, but it will make the state takes responsibility for its acts. And finally, here pages from 32 to 45, they will be discussed on Skype on Thursday 12 p.m. and we will do it in Skype. So I will leave you also the address of my Skype on the group on Facebook. It's matter of privacy actually, and we will discuss it, so everyone is must prepare for this kind of discussion, because it's part of your evaluation. Thank you, and we'll see you in another lesson.